Finale Nummer 2. Wir bekommen Besuch aus Wales. Er ist der BDO-Weltmeister aus dem Jahre 2008. Hat auch bei der PDC viele Erfolge feiern können. War einer, der die Premier League gespielt hat, der natürlich auch einige Pro-Tour-Turniere gewinnen können. Ein ehemaliger Top-10-Spieler. Gestern hat er James Wade aus dem Turnier geworfen. Mal sehen, was da heute bei ihm so geht. Herzlich willkommen, The Spider, Mark Webster! Mark Webster nimmt es auf mit dem jüngsten Weltmeister in der Geschichte. 2006 gewann er die BDO-WM im Alter von 21 Jahren und 90 Tagen. Er hat in diesem Jahr seine zweite Premier League-Saison gespielt, ist in den letzten Wochen und Monaten einer der besten Spieler auf der European Tour, stand jetzt in 4 Halbfinals und es war auch sogar eine Finalteilnahme mit dabei. Die aktuelle Nummer 8 der Welt, die Cobra, Klaasen!
Well, 2 former world champions on that stage, both winners at the Lakeside in 06 and 08. Klaasen with the first of those, but 2 men who are looking to try and revive former glories because at times they have struggled of late. Not Klaasen on the European Tour, he's been fantastic on the Euro Tour stage, but he did suffer a poor Premier League campaign, it's fair to say. Mark Webster also a former Premier League player who's had to fight through his darting demons to get to this stage. Embroiled in a bit of controversy at the end of his match with James Wade yesterday. And the pair, the last couple of meetings have gone all 11 legs. The tournament averages have been more Spandau Ballet than Spice Girls. So it all points to a close match, Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. It could be very close. Looking at the statistics before we came into this match, the averages were more in the low 80s.
First leg mark to throw.
That much is true.
Game on!
How many Spandau Ballet jokes are you going to get into this game?
That's it, that's it.
Interesting to see how this game goes, because both guys would admit that they haven't played their best this week, but the most important thing is that they're still here. You wake up, it's a fresh day, and sometimes you've got to labour through games in order to find something and just go that extra mile.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened yesterday, especially for Mark Webster. Yeah, Klaasen averaging in the low 80s in seeing off a below par Dirk van Dijvenbode. But Mark Webster went all 11 legs against James Wade, who took exception to the fact that he threw his darts away. More in frustration than disrespect, in my analysis, Paul. What's your take on that?
My take is that Mark has never disrespected a player in his life. So I don't say there's disrespect at all. And he would never disrespect James Wade intentionally. Sometimes there are little bits of gamesmanship and a few tactics played. But I didn't see anything of that effect during that game. I just think it was a very edgy game where both guys weren't playing their best. And ultimately Mark just came out on top. And I think emotions got a bit hot. I know all about that. Sometimes they take over.
96.
But yeah, Mark's got himself on a finish after 12. I might have to take this out because yellow's on 1-2-4.
Well, Webster winning the advantage of throwing first, but that is under threat. More so now, as Klaasen looks at double 11. Oh, and that's some distance away.
Mark, you require 106.
Mark will be wishing that he'd left a lower number now after that 164 previous number. We'll still get this on the way off that treble 18. The yellow comes back for an awkward looking 11. You'll be looking at this big 3. No problem. Double 4. Likes this corner. There's the proof. First leg to the Cobra.
Game on.
Yeah, it's an early break, and you're a good man to talk to, actually, because Klaasen's been suffering with tendinitis in his wrist. That's something that you had to put up with yourself. So just explain how that feels and what you have to do to combat that.
Well, more than anything, it's just annoying, because Yellow and I are both avid practicers, and over the course of the last couple of years, we both have had to scale it back because of this particular niggle. The way it feels is when you throw a dart, you can't have any freedom in your wrist to just throw it as hard as you want. That pain kicks in when the wrist cocks. So you've just got to change and go with it. With Yella, he's had to strap it up and get injections. With me, as soon as it hit me, I was told to put my darts down for 6 to 8 weeks. And that's what I did. But Yella couldn't do that because he had to play the Premier League.
Doesn't have that problem right now as a result of elimination. And as we said, he's been very good on the European Tour so far. Reached the semi-finals. Just see if we can take this out.
120. Mark, you require 170.
Yeah, reached the semi-finals in all 3 events, including one in the final. Now, the highest shot we've seen is a 160. That was from Jan Dekker. Can it be superseded by the wonderful Welshman who wants the ball?
132.
A great effort. That's double 4 again for Klaasen. It's there. 2-0 lead. He does like it in that top right-hand corner. I know that we spoke yesterday about Jelle Klaasen maybe trying to get away from using double 18 as much, but doesn't mean he doesn't like it. And double 4 is conveniently poised right next to it.
Mark Webster just trying to get himself going. We saw the first start there and he flung himself at the board. We know he's been suffering with the dreaded dartitis. Mark Webster, he mentioned it in his interview with Elmar after that match with James Wade. He doesn't want to have to throw like that, but he's having to bat through it. And you know what? He does a very, very good job.
Doesn't he just? He's been having a few problems with it for a little while now, but the thing is, he is battling so hard. Just imagine how well he'd be playing if he didn't have these struggles. That's the point here.
Yeah, that must be the 90 thought in his head as well. He still manages to put in decent performances. He said last night that he drags players down, but we have seen Mark Webster put in some very good performances as well. Notably, he's beaten Jelle Klaasen 3 of the last 4 times they've met and has a better head-to-head record. Now, can he halve the deficit?
59.
Well, he'll come back for that one. Doesn't necessarily leave 32 a lot.
98.
It's a bit like James Wade in that respect. He likes tops and 10s, but I'm sure he doesn't have a problem with double 16. That might be slightly awkward.
Game shown.
What do I know?
Mark Webster, full flag.
Great adjustment from Webby. Gets himself on the board, but Jelle still got that break.
Yeah, well, he gave himself time, and that allowed him not to have to feel any kind of pressure.
It's all right, you don't have to be embarrassed about eating a schnitzel sandwich on a Sunday. This is Germany. And one of these guys after this game, I'm sure, will tuck into some nutrition. And hopefully they'll be doing that looking towards tonight's game.
Yeah, I mentioned the head-to-head. The pair have met 17 times. Well, playing hide-and-seek with a schnitzel here on the European Tour. Mark Webster's won 10 of those meetings. But even more interesting, except an exhibition match in the Premier League back in 2009, where Webster stepped in as a result of Wayne Mardle's withdrawal through illness. Mark has won every meaningful on-stage encounter between the pair.
That's very intriguing.
The last one was the quarter-final of the World Grand Prix in 2015.
That was a great match. I know Mark was trying to find something at that point in the season, and he played sensationally that week. I think that week, that's when he took his young daughter to the City West Hotel, and it just calmed him the whole week, and he played absolutely brilliantly.
But he may have given himself a chance in this leg if he can just tidy this up from here. Because Klaasen
45.
had to go at this earlier on but was unable to take it out. He missed double 11. This time he wants the ball.
Game shot and a full flag. Jelle Klaasen, 5th leg.
Well, double 11 difficult. Bullseye. Piece of cake.
Well, the previous 1-2-4, there were a couple of stutters from Jelle. I think he was just trying to get used to his darts transferring from hand to hand. with the increased heat out there, but that was a lot more fluid with that visit.
96.
Mark looking very coordinated with the carpet, the red and black. Of course, he's a big Manchester United fan.
Well, I'm right on 40.
Yeah, the pair have certainly upped their game from yesterday. Definitely
81.
a better performance, both averaging in the 90s now.
I do find it's very calm this time of day. The start of a Sunday session. As soon as I say that, someone shouts out. Perfect timing.
96.
But as you can see, it's quite tranquil out there right now. By the end of this session this afternoon, it'll be rip-roaring, getting ready for the finals.
In fact, Mark Webster
34.
in the high 90s, a marked improvement if you excuse the pun. But, funnily enough, playing much better, but finds himself facing an uphill task.
56.
What kind of hole is Yellow Klaasen going to put in this 190?
82.
Oh, that treble 19 is a big number.
149.
149, he'd be looking at 60. That would have left 89, but now he just wants to leave a number. Might come downstairs. At the very worst, leave 90.
59. Yellow, you require 108.
419s or 417s even. Up the top.
88.
Oh, and it just dipped at the end.
Mark, you require
So Mark's got a
90.
chance. You might be looking at the bullseye with 2 single 20s here.
Yeah, we'll go that way. Probably will have to aim high in the bed, yep. Bullseye it is.
65.
It wasn't too far
Yellow, you
away, but
require
now
20.
he faces a very real prospect of a 4-1 deficit.
Game shot in the 5th leg. Yellow Klaasen, 6th leg yellow to
Looks
front
like the Cobra
first.
might be shooting for
Game
another
on.
great day on the European Tour. Rumour has it that he might be getting his wrist worked on in a couple of weeks.
99.
Playing Gibraltar next week. And potentially he might miss the Milton Keynes event. That's not confirmed. But there is a bit of a break at the end of this month, which I know a lot of the pros are looking forward to because it's been a tough season so far.
140.
Yeah, Gibraltar next week, then Milton Keynes. Great for the fans, seeing, what, 10 to 12 weeks of consecutive live stream weekend darts?
I sincerely hope the fans aren't getting sick of it because there's lots more to come between now and Christmas.
95.
Lots of European Tour action all over Germany, going to Austria as well.
And of course, sandwiched in between the Premier League finals, World Series events. One of the busiest sports around, isn't it, Paul?
140.
Now, can Klaasen get busy with the 167? Well, he doesn't take it out. Can the Spider find something?
81.
Well, if the kids at home want to impress your maths teacher tomorrow, what's 501 shed by 3? 167 miss.
Well, I always have wondered if anyone would have the brass neck to approach a 9 with 3167 visits.
Maybe sometime in the future. You never know. Double 16 for a 5-1 lead. 5-1 it is. A very happy Klaasen. And a happy manager and friend Dimitri Vandenberg in the crowd there.
Yeah, and Max Hopp hanging around as well, as he often does. Become a bit of an ambassador of German darts.
59.
But Mark Webster may not be hanging around much longer because he needs 5 straight legs before Yellow Klaasen can get 1.
134.
Klaasen's picking up the pace now. He's starting to feel the rhythm. He's just been that one dart ahead in a lot of these legs, isn't he? He's just taking advantage of his chances.
140.
Yep.
130.
There is Max Hopp. Had a great weekend. Played sensationally well on Friday night against Zoran Lerchbacher. And then was in a great game yesterday with Kim Huybrecht. So unfortunately for Max, it was the
56.
Belgian who progressed.
Well, it looks like it could be coming to an end for Mark Webster. Beat the World number 5, James Wade, yesterday, but a spider will not get very far on one leg.
$85. Yellow, you require 92.
Cobra's got no legs, but he might still be going through.
Game
And yes, he
shot.
does.
And the match.
Yellow Klaasen, with a respectful handshake. Mark Webster is going home in this game number 2 of the last 16. So the Cobra goes through to the quarterfinals. Mark Webster's out. We shall see in the next game Kim Huybrechts, who did beat Max Hopp. He plays Jan Decker, who was a standout performer on Friday with 100 average. We say goodbye to Mark Webster for this week. We'll see him later in the season, I'm sure. Here comes the Cobra, who's going to have a few words with Elmo Polka.
It's the next quarterfinal on European Tour. Happy with the game?
A little bit, yeah. It wasn't that bad. I think the doubles went well, so I'm happy.
We are waiting quite long for a 9-dart on the European Tour. You were actually one who threw a 9-dart very early in your career, when I remember right.
I think the first year I played PDC, I hit one, but no, it's not that easy. You can try it if you want.
I tried. Well, not in a tournament. I mean, just when practice. Wasn't it 5-6 months after you started?
Yeah. I think in the first 6 months I hit one, but it's in practice and it's only 9 good darts. So it's nice to hit one when you just start playing darts, but it's sometimes it's a little bit lucky as well.
It's important for you as a player to hit one in front of TV cameras?
It's always nice. It's not important. I think the most important thing is winning games. You can hit a 9-darter and lose the game, and then you're still disappointed. So, but it's always nice to hit one, and I will always try.
Hopefully tonight. Jelle Klaasen, thank you very much.